Man like Robbie, welcome along to MLR Daily. Now, another really good Champions League game last night. Leicester 1, Sevilla 2, and a great result for Leicester. All right, I know it's another loss for Leicester, but this is a team that are really tough to beat at home, Sevilla. They haven't lost against any of Real Madrid or Barcelona there recently. They've got a great record in Europe. Remember, they've won the Europa League 3 times in a row. Top team. And it was a game that many felt that Leicester really might, struggle in. And don't get me wrong, they were up against it. They were right up against it. Conceded a penalty earlier on in the game, which was saved by Kasper Schmeichel. A terrible penalty by the Sevilla player, by the way, but saved by Kasper Schmeichel. Rode their luck a lot. Sevilla, though, did go into the lead, deservedly so. Then they added a second, and it was looking like, you know what, this could be a game where the floodgates open and Leicester end up getting beaten by 3-4 goals. However, they held on, they held strong, they defended really well. As I said, Schmeichel pulling off some great saves. And then I saw a typical Leicester goal that we saw last season, right against the run of play, one of only 2 shots on target in the game. A great ball through by Drinkwater, and who was on the end of it to end this goal drought? Jamie Vardy. A big goal by him. That away goal could be priceless for Leicester, and Leicester back in the tie. And Claudio Ranieri afterwards was really praising the team and, saying how well they've done. And it could be one of these things that are a turning point in the season for them. They've been so bad in the Premier League, but this could be something that could be a bit of a turning point. And they're still in the tie. Away goal, taken back to, the KP, get an early goal, and all the momentum could be with Leicester. So a good performance by Leicester last night. In the other tie, Porto versus Juventus. Juventus winning that by 2-0. Juventus are a very good team under Allegri. They got to be one of the favourites to win the Champions League this year. Everybody's got to watch them. So really good finish. In that game, it was really interesting. The two sort of, you could say, master goalkeepers came up against each other. The 2 veterans, Buffon and Casillas, up against each other in the game, and a nice little exchange by them at the end. But Juventus coming out the winners of that game. Now, could Wayne Rooney be on his way to China? We've spoken about this a lot this week. His agent, Paul Stretford's in China at the moment, talking to some Chinese teams. Could Rooney be on his way? I saw something today, right, where there's a rumour that he could earn £1 million a week. Yeah, 1 million. It's absolutely incredible, the money that's sploshing around over there. But he would be, if he went to China, he would be the biggest name in China. Man United, the biggest football team in China. He's, over the years, has been Man United's biggest player. Him going to China would be a mega deal. But will it happen? And should it happen? I don't think he'll move this season. I still think he'll stay at Manchester United. They've still got a lot to play for this season, and he can still move to China at the end of the season. So I don't think he'll personally move. Would Wayne Rooney, if he moves to China, is that the end of his career? Would he be able to play for England? Remember, he's still got the World Cup in 2018. If he goes to China, does that effectively mean that, he wouldn't get selected for the England team? These are a lot of things he'd have to think about. Would he be better off going to maybe a Everton or some team like that? Because let's face it, there'd be a lot of Premier League teams that would be interested in him, but they wouldn't be able to pay £1 million a week. It's incredible money. I'm going to start learning Chinese, I'll tell you. And I get to brush up on my Cantonese. Right? Incredible amounts of money. Now, for Arsenal fans, bad news. Last night it's emerged that Santi Cazorla is going to be out for the rest of the season. He's had this Achilles injury that's been playing him up since the start of the season. He's had an operation on it. And in true Arsenal fashion, he suffered another setback, which means he's going to be out for the rest of the season. Their perfect replacement is on loan at Bournemouth till the end of the season. So yet again, more injury woes for Arsenal, but Santi Cazorla will be missing from Arsenal from now till the end of the season. That's a big blow for Arsenal because he really is a key player for the team. And finally, Europa League game tonight. Tottenham, they're back at Wembley, where they haven't played well in Europe, so they'll be hoping to try and get a win. Now they're up against Genk. They got beaten by them last week, surprisingly, 1-0 over there in Belgium. No away goal, so it's not going to be easy for Tottenham. A lot of teams, when they go to Wembley, you know, it's, you know, we use the cliche, it's like their cup final. It really does seem that way because, you know, it's a massive ground, stadium, pitch. So those guys will be really pumped up for the game. And Spurs, they just haven't really come to grips with the whole stadium, the size of the pitch, etc. But they really need to try and win this one tonight. Important game for Tottenham. Can Harry Kane be the man to get them over the line? We'll find out tonight, but Tottenham playing Genk tonight. Thanks for watching MLR Daily, and we'll be back tomorrow.
Man like Robbie.